Welcome to the Quantum Legacy series, where we revisit the original shortwave radio broadcasts of Dr. Robert Marshall, founder of Quantum Nutrition Labs. These episodes are a window into the early days of clean, quantum state nutrition, a philosophy that still drives everything we do at QNL today. Please note, this is archival content. Any product mentions, pricing, or special offers discussed may no longer be valid. Let's dive into this timeless broadcast and explore the legacy that helped shape the future of natural health.
Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to HealthLine Now, hosted by world-renowned clinical nutritionist Dr. Robert Marshall, PhD, of Quantum Nutrition Labs. He believed that the secrets of optimal health lie not within costly techniques, but in the body's own theorized energy field. Using these concepts, Dr. Marshall touched the lives of countless people throughout the globe with this effective and insightful nutritional system, a methodology he coined as the quantum nutrition effect. Don't miss this nutritional legend whose insightful ideas revolutionized natural health care. To speak with an experienced representative regarding your own health concerns, please call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. and weekends, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We hope you and your loved ones can experience the quantum nutrition effect. Please join us for HealthLine Now with Dr. Marshall.
Welcome to HealthLine Live. This is your 21st century conduit for the latest breaking news in clinical nutrition and your opportunity to get your nutrition and health-related questions answered. And today, we're going to focus on some of the little aggravations you ladies go through. First of all, our Fem-Gold, which is really great quantum state female support during the menstrual cycle and during menopause to get rid of those hot flashes and other pesky nuisances that come on when estrogen has dropped a little, but progesterone is disappeared completely. Depending on what your solution is, if you do that, usually within a month or two, you're pretty symptom-free. You have several options then. One, you can jump on our Estro Support, and this is natural estrogen support for women, which uses diindole methane, DIM. And the beauty of DIM is that it's capable of converting the potentially troublesome forms of estrogen to the beneficial forms. And for many women, that's the end of the story. Now, for some of you, you may experience vaginal dryness, eye dryness, or any mucous membrane dryness. And if that's driving you crazy, then I'd suggest that you get natural progesterone cream. And it can plump the mucous membranes, so it's good for the eyes, vaginally, everywhere in the body. And of course, the progesterone opposing the estrogen, now that normal balance is reestablished. Usually that's for at least for most women, that's the end of any kind of hot flashes or PMS. It's gone, or menopausal symptoms. So those are a possibility. Just give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. That's 800-370-3447. Let's go right to the phones. Let's go to Alfonso in Oakland, California. And he's got a question about balance. Are you there, Alfonso?
Yes, I'm here, Dr.
Go ahead. What's going on with your balance?
Well, it's an imbalance problem. You know, I've been having it for a while now. I mean, it started well back, like 2 years ago, and then it seemed that it came back like almost 3 months ago. But the first 2 weeks were kind of tough. But, you know, this week it's been, after that it's been kind of slowly. But I went to the doctors, and they told me that, you know, it's related to stress and lack of sleep. I went to a neurologist, the ear, nose, and throat. They told me that my drums were fine.
Okay.
neurologist told me it's nothing wrong.
So he didn't think there was anything going on with your ears at all? Mm-hmm.
No, they said my drum is fine. There's nothing wrong with my ears.
How old a man are you? How much do you weigh?
Right now I weigh 190, and I'm going to be 35 years old.
Very young for this issue.
For me, that's why I was...
Have you been a concert goer where the music is really loud?
You know what? Before I used to go, a while back, I used to, hear music and everything loud.
Yep.
And everything. Yeah.
And you stopped that? Well...
I stopped that
I think
a while back ago.
I think you've done a good decision to have the ears checked. What I would recommend then is to get from the diet the essential fatty acids that the ear will need, and that's docosahexaenoic acid, and there's a vegetarian form of that I like because it's going to be mercury-free and nice and clean. It's called DHA, and I'd recommend at your body size that maybe for 10 days you take 10 capsules at your main protein meal, and then cut back to 5 capsules, okay, and see if you don't see a big improvement. It sounds like there's nothing, disease-wise. It may just be nutrient deficiency, okay?
Oh, okay.
Thanks for your call. Bye now. All right, this is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live, and we're answering your nutrition and health-related questions. Let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Tom in Colorado Springs, and his mom is dealing with some pain here and there in the bones, and she has difficulty walking. Are you there, Tom?
I'm here, Dr. Marshall.
Okay,
yes.
And how old's your mom, and how much does she weigh?
She's 80, and she weighs about 175.
Okay, well, if she hasn't been using digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, this is par for the course because the body simply can't digest the food well. If I were you and you're experiencing something like this with your mom, it's not going to be one or two little simple things that'll need to be done. She's getting over the hill and getting into a situation where it's hard to get out. Obviously, if you get her on digestive enzymes, she's probably going to feel a lot better, maybe 2 digests, and at the end of the meal, maybe about 6 HCl, and see if that doesn't be a good help. But in order to get the bones to feel great, we've got to get the first morning urine pH to be in the green zone, 6.4 to 7.0. And when you do that, then the body is capable of building really healthy, wonderful bone. These are the 2 minimum things you're going to have to do. The pH, you'd get a roll of pH paper, and you would get the vitamin D3, that we call it D3 Gold. She'd need to take 6 or 8 drops of that, maybe at a high protein meal, and mix it in an ounce of water, and add to that about 4 drops of organic limonene. Now mix it really thoroughly, and now she can digest and absorb it regardless of her gallbladder. And then get on coral, and maybe starting with about a half teaspoon, and maybe even a little extra magnesium, like our magnesium 400, and see if that doesn't really start to change things. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Dr. Marshall.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye.
All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. Let me go to Lorna in Florida, and her immune system isn't working very well, and she wonders what she can do to get herself snapped back. Are you there, Lorna?
Yes, I am, Dr. Marshall. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. And how old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 66, and I weigh 112. A little bit too low. I'd like to weigh a little bit more.
That's good. Well, see, whenever you have some of these immune issues, you know that the body is run down. okay, and it's not able to do what it's supposed to. So the first thing we can do is promote a healthy immune response. And there's two things that really help. One is called nucleotides. And here at your body weight and your age, you could take about 3 per meal. And this is wonderful for promoting a healthy immune response, which you don't have right now. And the other guy is colostrum. And here you can get some capsules and take maybe about 4 per meal. And this is a stand-in immune system. So the first thing it does is it provides human active immunoglobulins to handle the first line of defense on the intestine. So it spares your immune system to deal with these other issues, okay? So this is a great, simple thing you can do, and you should have these around anyway in case you need them. So it's really, really a great thing to do, okay?
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Marshall.
You're welcome. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. All right, let's go right back to the phones. Let's go to Joan in Las Vegas, and she's concerned that her gallbladder is at 10% of function. Are you there, Joan?
Yes, I am.
Well, it's about time to take some action then, isn't it?
Yes. I had a HIDA scan,
Uh-huh.
and they said there's no infection.
Wonderful.
There is a gallstone, but it doesn't seem to be bothering anything.
No, they're usually cholesterol, and if you're going to behave yourself, Joan, you can really turn around the health of your gallbladder and your liver. What's happening here is two things. First, by eating animal products, you inundate the liver and gallbladder with saturated fats. And over time, this can jam the bile veins in the gallbladder and jam the gallbladder itself. And in America, we would remove your gallbladder and then hook up the bile veins to the common bile duct. And usually within 3 to 5 years, you're all jammed up again. And now the bile is going into the liver and maybe back into the bloodstream. And in Chinese medicine, they said it's going to make you the irritable, angry person, which is not a lot of fun. So what do we do about it? Well, number one, we want to go on something called gallbladder PG. How old a woman are you, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 70 years old. I weigh about 180.
Okay, so your first step would be gallbladder PG, about 4 teaspoons per day, and you would use this in about 8 to 10 ounces of water, and you would drink it after breakfast, okay? And you're going to use this for 4 months. Now, in those 4 months, if you change diet, we have a free biofield diet, which if you go to it and it says you can eat certain foods occasionally, you may. But if you follow this fairly strictly, where you don't eat foods made with refined oil, that's olive oil, canola oil, any oil, you don't eat food made with oil, and you don't eat animal foods, meat, fish, poultry, eggs, or dairy products, except maybe once a week or so, you will clean that liver and gallbladder like never before. At least that's my experience. So that's all you need to do. Now, if you can't make the diet change or you don't want to, then you need to do 2 coffee enemas per week. And yes, they will help. And they would even help if you do the diet. They'll help to give you more radiant, beautiful skin. But this is step 1. Step 2 at your age is we've got to make sure you can digest your food so you're not loading rotting food into the liver and gallbladder. And at your age, at 75, studies done in Germany in the 1970s, where people were a lot healthier, showed that by 75 they had 0 in the way of hydrochloric acid. So by getting on something like our really great HCl support trio, and the digestive enzymes, pancreatic enzymes that you need, and so taking about 2 of the Quantum Digest, then at the end of the meal, if you would take about 4 betaine hydrochloride and 2 HCl activator. Now, a lot of times I don't speak about activator because the minimum you need is digest and HCl, but activator is actually a novel way of using live source potassium to take some of the methyl groups of the betaine hydrochloride back to the cell to actually promote remethylation, which may be a giant step in anti-aging. And I think at your age it would be really a good idea. These are the couple things that I think you need to do like almost immediately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right?
This would also prevent, because I wake up like 3 or 4 in the morning with nausea.
Oh,
Yep. Is that the gallbladder?
No, it could be, but it's more likely low hydrochloric acid. You're probably still eating your main meal at dinner time, right?
Yes.
And, you know, you're getting a few years on the chassis. The deal is you'd feel so much better if you ate that main meal at lunchtime. It may not be possible, so the first night that you take betaine hydrochloride and the digest and the activator, the first night you should see a huge difference. Now, is there any scar or trauma on the center line of your body from the forehead to the pubic bone?
Yes, I had a hysterectomy.
Okay, then we need to add, before you use digest and HCl, you have to add something called stomach support. Mm-hmm. And you will take 3 of these capsules, and our goal will be to make them into a tea. Mm-hmm. So you just empty them in a cup, fill the cup with water at a high boil, cover it, let it steep 10 minutes, drink it before you eat. Now the stomach will test on. The scar from the hysterectomy will no longer sedate stomach, and now you can digest very well. If you try to take HCl without doing that, you may come up with burning and be afraid to take the HCl. So don't do that. So you got to get some stomach support and use it as a tea. And then, of course, you can get rid of stomach support and figure out where the scar is, mud pack the scar. Energy will freely flow through. At that point, you no longer need stomach support. Okay?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All right? So I made notes on everything. If I went too fast for you, Joan, after the top of the hour, about 10 minutes after, they're going to be able to review all that with you. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye now. All right. This is Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD. This is HealthLine Live. You ladies that are dealing with menopause or perimenopausal conditions or PMS, our Fem-Gold is nutrition that really works. And 1 or 2 bottles is usually a perfect reset. And our Estro Support. This is for you ladies that may have, maybe producing the bad forms of estrogen. And it also may balance the loss of progesterone with the remaining estrogen. Unfortunately, when you come within 10 years of menopause, you lose all but less than 1% of progesterone, but typically you only lose 35 to 50% maximum of the estrogen. So the normal balance at the liver is lost. And so now you can get hot flashing and all these miserable things. So Fem-Gold will bring that under control, a couple of bottles. But if you'd like a lasting solution, I would urge you to consider getting on some natural progesterone cream. And also is very important to hold moisture in your eyes and all mucous membranes, vaginally, everywhere else in the body. So it's really a wonderful thing. Just give a buzz to our order line, 800-370-3447. All right, let's go right to the phones here. Let's go to Delia in Chicago. And she's had an eye surgery a couple of years ago that didn't go so good. Oh, sorry to hear that. How old a woman are you, Delia, and how much do you weigh?
I'm 60 years old, and I weigh 195. I had cataract surgery, and I had glaucoma.
Well, Delia, usually when there's an irritation or inflammation, is this one eye or both eyes?
Both sides. I have the uveitis and, yes, okay, and the cataract, too. Mm-hmm.
So then it's not likely to be an interference field. So what we need to do here is do your best to promote healthy inflammatory response. So there's 2 things you might be able to do to help the body achieve a healthy structure and function. Number 1 would be to get on something called Delta Boost. This is real vitamin E, and it also promotes healthy inflammatory response. And you might try 2 per meal for maybe a week, 10 days. And if that helps, then I'd continue for maybe 2 or 3 months. And if it does not help, I would stop, okay? Because each of these problems may have a different driver, a different form of the irritation. So we need to kind of guess at which one will be the most help. The next issue is actually your first morning urine pH, because this guy is an indirect assessment of tissue oxygen. The more oxygen we get to a site, usually the healthier it can be. So if you don't have any leg swelling or any issues with your
Yes,
kid...
I do have leg swelling because I had a episiotomy.
Oh, I see. Okay. You've got to get that episiotomy taken care of. You've got to get the kidneys supported. And this may be one of the reasons you're experiencing issues with both eyes. So what you can do for right now is get on some kidney support, maybe about 4 per meal. And you could also get on some DHA, and here about 5 per meal. And actually it would be better if you took 5 or 10 at your main protein meal. And of course it's going to be critical that you can digest your food. That's why this gets to be a monster. See, as we age, unfortunately we lose our ability to digest and absorb our food. At 75, most people are at 0. They can't produce any hydrochloric acid at all. So every time they eat cooked food, the food is rotting. So it's really a big, big mess. I can tell you right now, though, that getting on something like kidney support and DHA, these are things they'll have to use because of the episiotomy, and they can directly help to promote a better health for the eye. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
We're just about out of time. You guys on the line, stay there. We'll catch you off the air. Bye, everybody.
To find out more about our specials or any of our other great products, call 1-800-370-3447 or visit us online at qnlabs.com. That's 1-800-370-3447 or visit qnlabs.com. Dr. Marshall's comments have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Thanks for tuning in to the Quantum Legacy series, your journey into the foundations of clean, quantum state nutrition. While these broadcasts were originally aired years ago, the principles shared still guide us at Quantum Nutrition Labs today. Please note, any offers or pricing mentioned may no longer be valid. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be grateful if you subscribed, left a review, or shared this podcast with someone who values natural health. Your support helps us keep the legacy alive. To learn more about our current products and mission, visit qnlabs.com. Until next time, be well and stay connected to nature.